Conspiracies. Conspiracy, conspiracy, conspiracy. Conspiracy to trap. Conspiracy to control. I looked up the definition. It's a political approach. That's to get someone to do what you want them to do, which is, if you put an order in that you want the minorities to suffer, whichever way you put it, because even down to the stimulus, the top 1%, get it first. Executive order only applies to pretty much owners. And there's no defense for anyone. And that's what I meant by the illegal activities that's taking place. Court system is closed. You've been locking people up left and right without a justice for them. So that's an injustice to a system that's supposed to serve and protect. It's not serving or protecting. It's closed. It's closed to the public. As far as officers are concerned, they must arrest people. That's not closed, though. That's what I mean by the injustice part, which is you can't. Then, not only that, during the times of COVID, I've actually designed a format to where it's coming from. And I think that the world leaders know where it's coming from, but they just won't approach it that way. So, please open up as fast as you can, because I don't think you can. And you want to call my bluff? Go ahead, try it. I dare you. And like I said, if you are able to pull together what you pulled together over the weekend and have all them people in the same facility with no mask on, that's another injustice. To tell the people that they must wear masks, but the people at the rallies don't. But this is the plan, which is to discriminate against the minorities. They started protesting, you sent troops. And as far as that Chicago thing is concerned, you sent troops. Just like you saying, but they not regular troops anymore though, because they gotta blend in with the American citizens. So that's what we pretty much dealing with. And then, like I said, you've been paying all of these extra people to keep the hush hush. Because like I said, that little it's supposed to be your future. But they're drinking pure water. Now those individuals that you're locking up, they're not getting that at all. They're losing cognizance so you can take advantage of it. And then you gather up as much as you can with it to make them, And I said, well, you need a better plan if that's your plan, because then you'll probably be spending less, but you end up spending more to keep them in there.
January 2017. We had gone to watch
Shout out to St. Jude.
play basketball. Ellie,
But
was
like I
running
said,
down the court at halftime.
the regular the regular doctor's office is pretty much closed. or you have to make an appointment and wear a mask. Slippery slope. And like I said, the only way to break this is through, like I said, because you setting up things that it's just illegal. But you got the freedom of speech, so illegal don't matter, don't apply. It's a conspiracy, which is you have a political point, but that doesn't make it right. It's unlawful. And you lawyers, your what's names and all of that, they know this stuff, man. It's like you leave the people no choice, but then you be the one to decide what's right and what's wrong, when it's just wrong to do so. So the way I see it is, the people can wait until this president is done with his massacres, or they can rebel against an oppressive government. Now, what I mean by rebelling is you have to get into the White House. Whatever way you gotta do it. And overthrow who's in there now. And put whoever in that you want to be in there. But it's going to be a physical battle. That's what I've been meaning by this subliminal war that has taken place, which is you want to use papers and executives and freedom of speech, and the list goes on and on, to make the minority suffer. Because, like I said, you got enough to pay people to be with you. Security, cameras, all of this extra stuff. But for the regular human, that you, if you want to get to them, it's nothing stopping you. Except someone that's probably wise enough to know better, which is law itself. But that doesn't apply anymore. Because, like I said, let's just say you have a prior conviction. The police officers can look that up now or anytime they want and follow you or monitor you. Be 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And then, not only can they do that, they can monitor what you have, where you at, who's around you, neighbors. And they put it on Google for you to look it up. You may have to pay a little small fee, but who's protected that way? And let's just say you run into the individual, you see him in person, and something happens. Either after you see him or in between the time. But you feel protected, huh, America? Because you set this stuff up, man. And the ultimate is to either overthrow what you have right now or suffer. Because that's the process. You still haven't finished the first stimuluses. You're already opening up. You're throwing rallies again. And like I said, what do you want them people to do exactly? Because they're buying things for survival. Trust me. And like I said before, you can try your hardest. But with the 100,000 deaths and people losing their cognition, taste buds, no one's working. You want to rebuild infrastructure. You want to build your economy. To be honest with you, I don't believe none of it at this point. Because you had more than 3 to 4 years to do so. And none of that took place. And I said, well, where is the president exactly? You did your little rally over the weekend and nothing else. What else you got, man? What it means. Now, only thing I can think of is to not allow it. Because it's just wrong. Yeah, just wrong. Something in there dropped. It was some stuff that I had hanging over there, but a lot of things are dropping, and it's only a matter of time as I persistently wait. I mean, it's been years now, so I can continue waiting. And like I said, we'll look forward to this for another 5. Because you got ultimate plans of corruption. Whether it be late on this, late on that, randomness. And I said, well, you had all this planned from the jump street. I'm not upset. I'm just trying to figure out what do you want to do next. And like I said, you spent a lot trying to do this. Now, the only thing I can say is, could you open up everything, since everything is so great that you can throw a rally in the middle of what is supposed to be allegedly a pandemic? And 2, could you show me where the president hasn't committed any conspiracies against his own citizens. Since we causing so many conspiracy theories, and most of all, it's out of my hands. I don't come up with executive orders. I don't tell my chiefs and my executives and secretaries all I ask for is loyalty. When your political job is to be loyal to your citizens, not to the president. Remember when Monica Lewinsky and all of this, you was able to impeach a president for having sexual relations with someone other than his wife. So, what I mean is, does one branch of government have more power than another branch? Due to originality, maybe. Oh, this is an even better one. $4,000 travel tax credit. Explore America is not second stimulus check. It just went to random executives throughout whoever picked Trump for doing this conspiracy theories. Now, if I was to come up with a conspiracy, which I probably wouldn't ever in life, but for someone to say that, you have the freedom of speech. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, and like I said, it's getting to a point where you can be prosecuted with lack of evidence. Somebody could just say you did something, and your life is ruined. Mm, 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 mm. But see, you fired. The list goes on and on. So is that not conspiracy to hide evidence? I believe this is a setup by Trump. Governor Cuomo says that. Trump has taken his power to another level, an unbearable power to the point where the only thing you can do to adjust that is physical. Like I said, you impeached him. He's still in the White House. Now, does that send a message? Yeah, it does. It sends the message that you have to use force. White House halts mandatory temperature check. Symptoms, the little screen thingy. But like I said, I don't know if that works or what else might work, because people are still dying from the COVID. Reopening date except for New Jersey indoor dining and casinos. Could you open the libraries, all the parks, all of the stores, take the masks off? Because after what I seen this weekend, everyone should be free to wear a mask or not wear a mask. Because those same people that went to that rally can end up spreading that disease everywhere, and it won't matter. Like I said, it won't matter if you got a mask on or not. It's being spreaded. you broke the CDC rules, which is anything over 10 gathering, you should wear a mask and social distance.
You're ready to drive again, and not just to the neighborhood store. You can enjoy the open
Larry Kudlow says second wave of coronavirus cases isn't likely.
Your Honda dealer is offering flexibility.
I mean, you banking on
so you can purchase with confidence. Get your new Honda today.
what
KBB.com's
a disease is going to do. Okay. All right. So stick to the plan and reopen since there's not a second wave. If you can't open by Friday, then there is more COVID cases. Amazon delivers drivers praise for following odd additional instructions. At this point, I don't feel the need to follow any instructions because the president doesn't follow his own instructions, which is CDC, Donald Trump said wear a mask. Donald hasn't worn one yet. And I like the shots as far as the water is concerned, because that's another thing that you might want to get tested with those what you call it, COVID-19 tests. Oh man, a suspect package sent 6 people to the hospital. That's another thing too. Somebody sent me a package that I didn't order anything. The guy was like, got you everything on it, just don't have your name. I was like, I can't take it. I said, nah. So, random packages might make you sick. Like I said, the plan is to destroy mostly minorities, man. That's clear. Because you signed the corona package and the top 1% got hit first. So they didn't have a problem with sitting back and seeing what was going to happen. Now, you want to be open, but people are still waiting for unemployment. They're still waiting for your second round. Some people are still waiting for your first round. Government officials aren't saying anything. Where y'all at? Where you at? What is your next plan? Oh, you didn't have one. Your plan was, this was supposed to work by now. Dolphins Tagovailoa shoots his shot. His celebrity crush. I mean, you celebrities, you got money, you got everything you need. Why not have a crush? Why Blake Griffin, Russell Westbrook, and other NBA stars you can do your best to try to lighten the blow. But Donald has hit people from the blind side. Through his ongoing antics and attacks upon either lies or conspiracy to commit lies under the federal justice of America. But if I tried it just a little bit, like I said, your campaign manager to the guy ended up hanging in the cell, down to black celebrities to white celebrities. Now, should I go into detail? Let's just say college scandal, bill scandal. Yeah, the list goes on, man. As President Trump's next stimulus check will be very generous. Listen, nothing about this administration is generous, except for to himself. For one, he didn't get rid of none of them properties like the other presidents before him had to do, because that is also conflict of interest. They're using government power to empower your personal powers. Conspiracy. Y'all know you got a good lawyer in Giuliani and all, and the rest of them, and everybody's on call, and you control the monitoring of calls, the monitoring the calls. You can even get to the point where you can change it up whenever you want to. It's another conspiracy. Crackdown coming for New Jersey bars, restaurants caught with jams. Didn't the president just throw a rally, man? Like, no mask, just, and he was yelling, and I seen a couple flickles flicked out of there, but that's besides the fact. You just wanna, what I told you already, you got enough officers, way too many, but you're gonna need more if you plan on doing what you plan on doing, because you already done put people on a quarantine, but you running around throwing rallies without a mask on. So the people that went on ahead and did the quarantine, it was pointless.
Want to play that song you love? Find it on YouTube Music. We have official songs and full albums.
From what the president just did, because he had over 30,000 there. And it only takes one to spread the joint, man. Senate House steered towards first vote. I mean, like I told you before, it's not a reform of police. It's not a reform of none of that. It's executive orders. That, which is the minority, is considered waste. That's why minorities are unemployed. That's why minorities are struggling. That's why minorities are trying to get to the second stimulus. I don't know how the government is supposed to run exactly, but if this is what you're planning on, I don't think it's government. I think it's more of a dictatorship. A ruler. A king. And the minorities happen to be the peasants or followers. Or slaves within your policing. Which is so there's no need to reform that because you was trying to reform justice. Remember? Now you see the form that both of them is taking into account, huh? You just, how you said, you gotta learn to leave well enough alone and work on the things that matters. Future economy, future plans, future stabilization of the world before it gets out of hand to the point where, I said, we almost there. Like I said, I'm feeling like we almost there. We was almost there. He sent the troops in there, and he started locking protesters up. And then after that, like I said, all of these shootings on so-called Father's Day. Because you want to send another message, which is that these so-called minorities are beneath you. In my eyes, you've shown nothing but desperation with the things that you've been doing. And then I said, well, that was expensive. And it still is. So, you willing to spend some more? Because everything ain't open, man. Andrew Yang is pushing big tech to pay users for data. Nah, we already know what's going on with the data, Yang. You can control. I ain't gonna say control. You can look into what data you use, how you using it, when you using it. Especially for me, because this guy just doesn't like me, man. He doesn't like me before he even got to know me. He didn't like me because he been trying to destroy something. But see, I guess from me giving out some information, I saved a lot of people. And then that course, he got even madder. He's still getting madder, so. Oh well. Man refuses to wear mask, fights his way into Walmart in Florida. Salute to him, man. Salute to him. He shouldn't have to fight his way through there when publicly you just allow people to gather up together and not one police went in there to stop them people from doing that because it was the president's orders, which is a conspiracy, by the way, to commit unlawful procedures, which is put people at risk of COVID. It's like if I knew I had AIDS, right, And I jacked myself with a needle, pulled it out, and was running around in the streets, just poking people. Or not even. You see? That's why I know you want the minorities. But from the looks of things, it's still too many. Why? Because Moon Cure saved them in a way. But then I said to myself, you thought you was going to take my stuff and make money off of it. It's like you wanted to win so bad, you rigged the game. Well, congratulations, because I'm not drinking that. I'm not. Because I seen what it does to you. And I'm grateful for having the strength. So yeah, throw another rally, drink another glass of that pure agua. And throw up the fact that you got the world wearing a mask, and whoever comes to see Trump doesn't have to. Then again, I would go, but then I probably would have to put a mask on. Right? IRS expands criteria to withdraw money from retirement plans. Go ahead. Drain the account. Drain it all. Because nobody put savings into it. No millenniums don't. Nah, they don't. Think about it. Saharan desert dust. Blum to reach the U.S. You worry about Saharan dust. Worried about continuing life form. Human life form, by that matter. Before the Slitherbacks destruct us all. Ninja Shroud and other top mixer screamers are now free to scream. Congratulations. Are we free to just take the mask off and go in wherever we want to go? Without a police presence or enforcement. Just the guy had to force his way through Walmart without a mask on. Bill Ackman, new Blink tech company. Oh man. Yeah, you'll make me tired with these conspiracies, man. From camera usage to data hacks. To currency manipulation. That's what it's really for you down from. Which is, you took all of them, and you thought it, but it still hasn't come back yet. And yes, world leaders are all in on it. That's why it didn't work. Now, if you'd have just had probably one or two in on it, but that's what I mean by the conspiracy. a conspiracy to cover up an act that the government has committed against its minorities. The 2022 Jeep Grand Wagoner will be the most luxurious vehicle that only the top 1% can afford. Bill Ackman's new blank check company will be $4 billion bet on a soul. Millions, billions, none of that can fix the problem. FDA issues warning over certain hand sanitizers due to potential toxics. Now, let's see, this is what happens when you have the freedom of speech. You can lie. And you can make it stick. Like I said, who controls the CDC? Who controls the United States right now? Who controls the money? Oh, excuse me. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm tired of going over the reality of it, but someone wants to change the reality into what they want it to be, which is another conspiracy. I looked up the definition for conspiracy, man. What are the consequences if a president commits conspiracy? Because let you guys tell it, he's above the law. You can't touch him while he's the president. So, what happened to Nixon? And what happened to Clinton? Oh, my bad. They didn't have the freedom of speech at the time. My bad. Yeah. The Samsung Galaxy Note 9 was the last truly great Android flagship. Technology, spending, upgrades. I said to myself, I no longer use tap water. To cook with. Watch Amazon driver deliver an unusual request. That's why I said, just keep the Western name. Reopen your economy, your restaurants and things, so they can cook with that water. Arctic records its hottest temperature ever. Like I said, between you trying to burn off this and building this and three Social Security benefits cuts that are on the table. Business Insider has more on that. Top 5 things to know about term life insurance. I mean, the way it's looking, it's not going to pay you from dying from COVID. It's not on the insurance policy. Ah man, but like I said, I stopped cooking with that tap water. U.S. home sales hit 9.5-year low. Price growth cools. I mean, if you wanted to gouge the prices during pandemics, that could probably be the next diabolicalism. Price gouging. Got $5,000 invested these 4 stocks to get rich. I just told you, I no longer cook with tap water. 2020 Ram 25 Power Wagon launched in Middle East. All I can say is, I love it. All eyes on Roberts ahead of Supreme Court's abortion ruling. Listen, you gotta get rid of the doctor's offices. You gotta get rid of Social Security. You gotta get rid of welfare. You gotta get rid of subsidies. You gotta get rid of humans. You gotta get rid of public offices. Because those are the things that you putting the pressure on the most. You opened up everything else. So go ahead, get rid of all of those things. Because you can do so. Aldi's high-feed bagged salad linked to illness. CDC, FDA say. CDC, FDA also told you, put a mask on. Did they make Trump in the rallies? So go ahead, get rid of it all, man. Get rid of it. Pick and choose who you want to pay rent and who you don't want to pay rent. Executive orders. COVID-19 is weakening. Could die out within vaccine, specialists said. The way I look at it as, when I said it, Yeah, some change ago, I got sick very bad. And I started looking up the nucleus and where you dump it at. Cause you dumping nucleus in the middle of the water out there. That's why I don't drink the tap anymore. What used to be free is now the pinnacle of expenses. You never know how much water it takes to hydrate yourself. Our 20 top rated soups give you comfort for by the bowlful. Like I said, I'm no longer eating anything unless it's made by Purity. The Mighty Pipe Clamp. Fine woodworking. How to add money to PayPal. Say goodbye to physical cards. I mean, if you wanna destroy the dollar, go ahead, do that too. Destroy whatever you can get your hands on, man. Hickenlooper stumbles in must-win Senate race for Democrats. I mean, the way Trump getting rid of your judges and all. He pretty much created his own laws under his executive orders, which is, I thought the judges were supposed to not be biased and not have a loyalty except for to what they took an oath to, which is law. That they didn't take an oath to law. They took an oath to do what the president says, even if it's unlawful. Trump signs executive order suspending certain work visas. You might as well just like you said, you banned all Muslims from traveling to this joint, and you might as well just ban all of what you want to ban, man. Just go ahead and get it out the way. So then we can say, King Trump, King Trump, King Trump. There you go. That way you won't even be a president no more. You'll be a king. Yeah, that sounds about right. Crown them. Man. Foreign purchases of Chinese bonds double to US 19 billion in May. I don't want China to go at it with the US. They're allies, just like Mexico and Canada. But then I said to myself, everybody got a world leader, man. And everyone conspire into this. Here are some red flags that could grab the attention of IRS. I mean, the red flag is the fact that I'm not drinking that joint, man. I'm just not doing it, bro. I want to drink what the president is drinking. He doesn't drink alcohol either. Here are some red, but yeah. Yeah, open up all the sports if you can afford it by Friday. Open up all your restaurants, all your bars, everything. Take the mask off because, like I said, 30,000 people or better may have just put the world in jeopardy. Because if I go in a place without a mask on, what's going to happen? And then, with me having to do the things that I've been doing for the past, and then I get sick again. It's about this time about a year and some change ago. But stimulus, it just didn't come out till now. I'm wondering where you at, Mr. Trump. Because you got another 5 to 6 years of this, man. At least. And now that I done told the people what I'm drinking, I'm hoping to go out and get you some. As much as you can. With that being said, peace.